In the John Hughes film, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Ferris says a line that is particularly insightful.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
I'm often amazed at how fast my life is going. Going back at my memories, things that happened months or years ago don't seem that long ago. I can remember things like they were yesterday. But here I am, in the present, astonished at how fast life has gone. And sometimes there is regret that you didn't savor the moment. In this video, I'm going to explain why Ferris Bueller was right. Life moves pretty fast, and why we should consider slowing down our lives in order to make the most out of the time we have.
All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us.
The average human lifespan is 72. The modern human has been around for 200,000 years. The age of the Earth is 4.5 billion years, and the age of the universe is 13.7 billion years. From a cosmic perspective, our lives are very short. We come in and out of the world in the blink of an eye. The neurologist and neuroscientist Santosh Kesari says, "We gauge time by memorable events, and fewer new things occur as we age to remember, making it seem like childhood lasted longer. So as we grow older, time seems to move faster. Days come and go quickly, and you start to sense the inevitable end growing nearer." The philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer wrote that time is continually pressing upon us, never letting us take breath, but always coming after us, like a taskmaster with a whip. If at any moment time stays his hand, it is only when we are delivered over to the misery of boredom. From a cosmic perspective, the human life is over very quickly, and psychologically, it feels like it's moving rapidly. Time slows down when we are bored, but there is a better way of slowing down time. When do we ever stop and look around? I have encountered people who can't stop moving and fidgeting when they are talking. They aren't rooted in the present moment, but are pulled back and forth by the past and future. Most people can't resist the strong pull of a potentially better future moment. This future moment addiction promotes fast living. Rarely do people stop and look around. We often reduce the present moment to a means to an end. The present moment is only valuable if it is a step to a better future moment. Our view of the present is often of indifference. We see this moment as small and unworthy of our attention. The meditation teacher Jon Kabat-Zinn said, "The little things, the little moments, they aren't little. They are life." This is a profound, life-altering realization that the ordinariness of the present moment is all you have. The reason life seems to move fast is because we are more inclined to look back on events in the past than look at events as they are happening. If we were to be present with every moment that passes, we might start to experience life more slowly. Take making a cup of tea. When we are waiting for water to boil, we are often distracting ourselves. We are often browsing social media mindlessly on our phones. This disregard for the ordinariness of the present moment means that we will quickly forget making that cup of tea. It wasn't important enough for our attention. In fact, we wanted to make the tea as quick as possible, to move on to a better future moment. In order to counteract this mindless rushing from one activity to another, we can choose to meditate. Bring meditation into everyday activities. Schopenhauer wrote, "The greatest wisdom is to make the enjoyment of the present the supreme object of life, because that is the only reality. All else merely the play of thought." There is a Chinese tea meditation that involves paying careful attention to every step in making a cup of tea. Instead of waiting for the water to boil, we can enjoy the simplicity of the present moment, standing or sitting, watching the kettle boil. Or we can do something mindfully and intentionally. Waiting has negative connotations. We can instead wait with presence. Notice the instinct to mindlessly distract ourselves while we wait for the water to boil. Pay attention to your breathing, and pay close attention to your mind listing the things you will do after you drink the tea. It is like your mind is on autopilot, tricking you into believing an imaginary future moment is more important than the here and now. Make a note of things you want to do on a to-do list, so they don't overwhelm your mind. Impatience is our mind's default. Once you realize this, you'll have the power to slow down seemingly ordinary moments. But isn't this boring? Boring is a label the mind constantly puts on the present moment. This is why so many people are addicted to their phones. They offer an endless stream of new and varied things, feeding the mind's incessant need for novelty. So, in order to slow down our lives, we must accept and embrace life's ordinariness. You don't have to feed your mind new things through distraction. Doing this only clouds the ordinary present moment. A preoccupation with the future denies the present space to unfold. This is why when we are in bed at the end of the day, we might say to ourselves, "Today went quick," or "I can't believe it's the end of the week." It went quickly because you weren't paying attention. The song "Wouldn't It Be Nice" by the Beach Boys is catchy, but its lyrics highlight the problem our minds have with the present moment. Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? Then we wouldn't have to wait so long. And wouldn't it be nice to live together, in the kind of world where we belong? The first verse points to the restlessness of youth, a wish to be older and find the people that get you. In the kind of world where we belong suggests that this person wants the world to mould itself around their wishes. So many people refuse to be content in themselves until the world creates a safe space around them. It is like watching a film, getting bored, and fast-forwarding until the good bit, and you pause it when the character is in a relationship or has advanced their career, and you think you have arrived. But this feeling of having arrived is only temporary, so you hit fast forward. You keep pausing on the good bits, but then you continue fast forwarding. Then you stop the film. The main character is an old man in a care home. He is looking back on his life, reminiscing on the ordinary moments he didn't pay attention to. His life had been dominated by the future, and now it is being dominated by the past. The spiritual teacher Alan Watts said, "Life is like music for its own sake. We are living in an eternal now, and when we listen to music, we are not listening to the past, we are not listening to the future. We are listening to an expanded present." Treat life like music, or a film that is unfolding, a piece of art, a gift that we must treasure in the present. Although life moves fast, we can slow it down. One way I have found is the Wim Hof breathing method. This is where you breathe in deeply and exhale without pause for 40 breaths. You then exhale and be still. Everything slows down when you do this breath hold. Your heart rate and your mind slow down. You feel yourself rooted in your body. Your hands and feet start to buzz, and after 3 to 5 rounds of this, you notice that your breathing has slowed down and is now in your belly. The pause between your inhale and exhale has grown longer. The present moment has become more real and visceral. After a day of rushing around, doing this in the evening can bring some sense of perspective. Instead of being trapped in our minds, we should bring attention into our bodies. Our breath is real. It is an anchor into life. Meditation, as already mentioned, is the best way to slow down and stop and look around. So, while we complain that life moves pretty fast, it is us who are pushing the fast forward button. All we must do is sit down and breathe, put a pause on life and look around. Then time will stop slipping out of our fingers. And as sang by Radiohead, "Hey man, slow down."